won in the UFC, it's an amazing story.
When you dropped to your knees, Peter, at the end of the fight, your coaches come around you and it seemed like they said something. What did they say to you, or what did you say to them?
They just said, finally. That's it. Because it's my second time in the UFC. The first time I lost 3 times in a row, and now it was bad.
You seem to dominate him throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're surprised about his performance?
Yeah, he had a pretty good guard. I'm a pretty strong grappler on my own. I have about 400 matches in Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm a pretty good guard passer, but his guard was really good. He had really flexible legs, so I feel if I pass the guard, I may lose the position, and I didn't fight for more than a year, so to be honest, I didn't fight with a lot of risk. I played it safe because for me it was important to get back the feeling, how it is to be in the octagon, how it is to fight. And this win was really important for me. Next time I will go take much more risks, and I'll try to win the fight by submission or knockout. But tonight, I tell you the truth, I played it safe.
Does it make it a bit more special, the fact that it's in Berlin, Germany for you?
Yes, of course. You know, I've been supporting the UFC since they came the first time here. I'm a pioneer of the sport. I started to fight in 2004 when I was 16 years old. There was no MMA. We call it vale-tudo. It was with stomp kicks, with headbutts, with we were allowed to pull the hairs, and I was 16 when I made my first vale-tudo fight. And since that, I'm involved in the sport as a coach. I have my own gym and as a fighter. And for me, it's important to bring the sport to Germany. And of course, the UFC came the third time to Germany. I was on all 3 cards, and winning today in the capital of Germany, it's awesome. And you heard the crowd. Like I said before, I'm pretty sure there is nobody with more fans here than me.
How much does that mean to you to have the fans supporting you and hearing them throughout the entire fight?
It's almost as important as the win, because that's why we do the sport, you know. I'm not doing it for me. Of course, I love to do it, and it's my big passion, but I see that the people like what I'm doing, and the people like me, and it's the best feeling.
You hurt your leg in the fight. How tough was it to keep on going and to hold those positions with your injury?
You know, in a fight, you don't feel any pain. I broke my hand in a fight before. I broke my nose, and in the fight you're full with adrenaline, and almost everything can happen to you. And of course, you feel it. You notice it in the back of your head, and you say, "Fuck, man, just keep going, keep going, keep going. You have to win this fight." Injuries, they don't matter during the fight. We have enough time to heal them after the fight, so everything is cool.
MMA is quite controversial in Germany. What is your stance? What is your argument for MMA on public TV?
You know what? Everybody has the right to have his own opinion. If anybody really looks at the sport and says, "Okay, I don't like it," that's okay for me. But if somebody only sees highlight videos on YouTube, and then after that he says, "It's a hard sport and it's not good," then I don't even want to talk with him. But if somebody says, "Okay, I don't like it," it's your right to not like it. It's a hard sport. We fight, we punch, we knee each other, we elbow each other to the face. Of course, not everybody likes it, but it's a sport. It's not different than boxing and than any other sports. Plus, we are fair sportsmen. We're training hard, and we have a lot of passion for it. Because in MMA, there is not much money. Until you make it to the UFC, you have to fight many years, and you almost make no money with those fights. So we live like surfers, you know. We do it because we like it, and we have no money for it. I live in my own gym. I don't even have an apartment because.
You sleep in your gym?
Yeah, I sleep in the gym. I have a room in the gym, and I live in the gym. Now I won in the UFC. Now I will get a big check, so maybe I can I can rent a better apartment. But I'm not doing it for the money. I think there is no MMA fighter out there doing it for the money. You do it because of the passion.
Can you put into words what this means to you?
What?
Is there any words you can say what this victory means to you? If you put into words.
It means the world for me. I started to fight when I was 4 years old in judo, and I did it for all my life. I was never good in school. All I did was training martial arts, and I did well in martial arts, and that's it. And now I'm in the UFC. I won the fight, and it's great.
You're obviously, very emotional. That's clear to see. But this was the first fight for you since I believe November 2012.
Yes.
It's been a long time since you last fought. How quickly would you like to fight again for the UFC, and would you like to have a regular series now?
Yes, I would like to fight at least 2 times a year, probably even 3 times. I will take a week of vacation, heal my wounds, and Then I got my next training camp scheduled for California in July. I will leave to America in July to train with the best fighters in the world, and I'll be there for over a month, and then I come back, and I hope to fight maybe at the end of summer again. I have to wait when I get my next offer to fight, but for sure I want to fight at least one more time this year, I hope in Europe.
And looking at the division, do you have any opponents in mind for yourself?
I would. I don't want to call anybody out, but if I could choose an opponent, I would like a rematch with Amir Zadola, because that was my last fight in the UFC and I lost it by points, and he won after that. I think he won one fight and lost one fight. Now I won 6 in a row, so maybe I get another chance to fight Amir. But if not, I'm open to anybody. You know, I'm not a trash talker. I don't want to talk into fights. I'm just going to do what the UFC wants me to do, and that's it.
Peter, being a fighter for more than 20 years now, does that mean you were always only in competition, or were you also involved in brawls, like in the schoolyard and stuff?
Before I started martial arts, I was involved in a lot of fights as a child, you know. But then my parents said, okay, we have to put this kid to some martial arts, because otherwise he will make a lot of trouble in school. And then they put me to judo and taekwondo and boxing, and I'm a very peaceful guy. I think I had my last brawl on the street with maybe 12 or 13. Since that, I have no problems. And especially I'm from a little town in my city. Everybody knows me, so nobody would mess with me. I have no problems on the street.
You held a top position for quite a lot of a fight, and then in the third round you were stood up with just a little bit of time left, and there was a wild standing exchange. What were you thinking with those last seconds going, and you guys just going at it like that?
You know what? I felt his punches in the first and the second round, and I felt that he probably won't knock me out, because, you know, I have a lot of experience in fighting, and you feel it when somebody has really hard punches. Pavel has good punches. He's a good kickboxer, but he's not the kind of power puncher. He's more like a kickboxing guy. So I said, okay, we stand back up. I won't put my energy into a takedown. Let's just brawl it out for the last seconds for the fans. I was sure that I won the fight by points, no matter what happens in the last seconds. And so it was just swinging for the fences and making some good punches for my fans.
Being such a high-profile fighter in the UFC, and of course, you know, being German, would you like to take on that ambassador role for MMA and the UFC here in Germany and try and progress things?
You know what? There was a time when I really loved to be in the media and support the sport. Then there came a time where I said, no, I won't give any interviews, because it doesn't matter what I say. They write whatever they want. But now I see there are some changes in the media. The people start to they want to learn more about martial arts, and if I meet reporters where I see they are into that sport, they inform themselves before they talk to me. I'm open for every interview, for every TV show or anything. But if somebody comes to me and he hasn't seen one single MMA fight, then I don't want to talk to them, because they are not doing their job correctly, so I don't want to waste my time for that.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thanks, Peter.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank